your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Waterkeepers Bahamas hosting a group out of China. Their overall goal is to explore ways to ensure sustainable development. Megan Shepard takes a look.
Executive Director of Waterkeepers Bahamas, Rashima Ingram, says she began interacting with the group out of China following an international conference. And now a group of 23 is on island to participate in a number of activities. The group will be on Grand Bahama for 10 days. The first activity involved a friendly game of chess with the local group a step ahead,
which includes life on the land, life below water, and a part of the history and culture of the Bahamas. And so we've decided to start off with a chess tournament, really to introduce them to some of the children here in Freeport, and so that they'll have a happy game of strategy.
Executive Director for the group out of China, Hao Xing, says the name of their trip is Earth Success. The goal is to target as much of the sustainable development goals as possible.
We have a lot of kids here, and they are future global leaders, and they need to know how to solve the world problems. So how, like see this football, and it is very colorful, and it has 17 goals, which is also United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. See, this is four. This is 4 quality education. Now we are playing chess. So like we have different goals we need to achieve. So let's rely on our young generation.
Xing says that they are excited to be on Grand Bahama and form this partnership which aims to promote conservation.
To learn more from others, we need to know what happened in the world and what we should do and for the future, for the ocean, for the nature. We have only one planet, and we have one mission to protect the earth, and we are friends. Even we are from the east, you are in the west, but we are friends.
Ingram says they will visit a number of organizations.
I think they're doing a pretty good job competing with each other. They'll also be going to the dolphin encounter. They'll help us with some of our beach profiling, our water monitoring. We're going to take a quick excursion to Bimini and visit the Shark Lab. We're also going to meet with executives from the Grand Bahama Port Authority, as well as the Office of the Prime Minister.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Well, this Emancipation Holiday, several organizations joined forces to provide breakfast to residents on Grand Bahama who needed it most. But as you'll hear in this report, while food was a necessity, the need for water was even more crucial.
Saturday morning, I was driving on Ponce Leon, and I saw a gentleman bending on the side of the road with a cup in his hand, scooping water from the side of the road.
President of the Grand Bahama Samaritans Group, Darren Cooper, says that was enough for him to make up his mind that something must be done. Also a member of the Freeport Rotary Club, he says an agreement was made to distribute water from their water plant to those in need. But this Emancipation Day, several other organizations teamed up to not just provide water, but food as well. President of the Pilot Club, Tony Hudson Bannister, and the Pilot Club's governor out of Nassau, Delarice Edgecombe, says after distributing hundreds of plates of food, they were amazed to see how many people truly are struggling to make ends meet.
Grand Bahama needs to get on board. You have to get out there to really see what is happening in our community. There are a lot of hurting people out there, and this was an eye-opener for all of us. Even though we hear about it, we know a few of them, we actually saw the persons in need today, and it was well received.
I saw some dilapidated areas that persons are living in with no running water, and so that was definitely an eye-opener.
While the group was pleased that some 800 persons received breakfast, Cooper says as they traversed Grand Bahama, they realized that the request for the distribution of water was even greater than the need for food.
A lot of our dilapidated buildings don't have running water. They're not up to par for running water, and so we pulled out a 5,000 gallon tank today, and we are 3/4 of that in distribution of water.
When 7-year-old Tiana Miller, whose mother is a member of the Rotary Club of Freeport, heard about the feeding initiative, she used her personal funds to bake cupcakes and make lemonade for the children in the Grand Bahama community.
I sold out my lemonade for the good boys and girls, and I also gave them the cupcakes. I gave them the cupcakes for them because the poor people, they did not have no money.
Chaplain of the Grand Bahama Samaritans, Shelly Shepherd, shares why this initiative was significant.
Give them a ray of hope that help is on the way.
Nearly 800 families throughout Grand Bahama were fed on this Emancipation Day. Meantime, the residents of the home away from home joined in the worship service at Calvary Temple Assemblies of God this past Sunday. As Megan Shepherd tells us, the group and caregiver walked away with a double blessing.
Residents of home away from home spending the morning worshiping at Calvary Temple Assemblies of God. Reverend Dr. Robert Lockhart says that it was a pleasure to have the group visiting and even more special to be able to give them a tangible blessing.
It was such a pleasure for us to be able to make a donation towards what Mrs. Knowles is doing, and I just want to encourage the community. Let's partner with these home of the age, children's home, places that are taking care of people in our community that really our families should be taken care of for whatever reasons they're not able to. But God touches the heart of individuals to come along and say, hey, we're going to be of help. We're going to make sure that nobody's homeless, that nobody goes hungry, that nobody, doesn't have a bed to sleep in, and these person make it possible. So I want to say to you today, especially if you have someone that's in a shelter, in a home for the aged, that you make sure that you support, that encourage your business to support, encourage your church to support, because this is truly a great ministry that is taking place in our community.
Caretaker at the home, Murphy Knowles, says that it was such a blessing to be able to take the group to church. However, she says that it was unfortunate that everyone at the home could not attend due to insufficient wheelchairs.
We have a lot of people here from the home and also from the shelter here worshiping with us also too. And it is a great need here in our country, actually here in the Bahamas, especially here in Freeport for the crisis we are going through. And we need more help. You all might see me several times crying out for help. I'm not crying out for help just for myself. I'm crying out for help for the people because the need is so great. We have a lot of homeless people. We have a lot of people in the nursing home that doesn't have anybody to care for them. And even if they do have persons to care for them, their family members is going through such a bad crisis at this present time that they are not able to do anything for them. So the need is really, we are crying out right now. We need wheelchairs because right now, even just to come out to church service, we have to borrow wheelchairs to come out to church service when it should not have to been so.
Knowles is appealing for more community support at the home, emphasizing that she needs persons that are willing to show love to the residents.
So I'm asking you all to please partner with me. I cannot do this alone. I need people to help. I need helping hands. I need helping hearts that will come and just help feed them, clothe them, help me to bathe them, help me to care for them, help you just to be there. If you, I'm not even asking you for your money, because the light bill is in home away from home for Grand Bahama Shelter. You could go there to the power company and pay it. Whatever the need is, you could purchase it and bring it. You could go and get gift certificate to give to me to purchase food. I don't want your money. I want your help.
Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
Wow, awesome story, Megan. Thank you. Well, good nutrition is essential to good health, and parents are encouraged to think of nutritional value when making meal selections for their children. Tonight, a local nutritionist talks health meal selection, especially at this time of the year. Megan Shepherd reports.
If you have children, then summertime means an endless supply of snacks and junk food that is easy for young persons to prepare. But Deputy Chief Dietitian at the Grand Bahama Health Services, Jordan Bowe, is sharing tips on how to keep your kids healthy this summer and even into the new school year.
Try not to purchase a lot of junk food. The reality is that if it's in the house, the children are going to consume it. And so you want to purchase a lot of healthier snacks. We want to always keep in mind that a snack is just a small meal that is consumed between our larger meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so a snack could very well be a half of a sandwich. Okay, it could maybe be a small amount of cereal. It can definitely be our fruits, yogurts, and other things.
And as to what you should avoid,
it's not necessarily packaged items. We know that those packaged items are going to have, of course, a lot of salt, a lot of sugar, and a lot of fat. And so try not to purchase them. And also, if you do purchase them, hide them.
Now, if you're looking for a way to incorporate more healthy and fresh foods, Bo suggests making fruits and vegetables fun and also a family affair.
It takes practice, and so you have to make those small steps. You want to make sure, one, that you're purchasing more fruits and vegetables, and I always encourage parents, you want to purchase more variety. And so a lot of times I find that a lot of children, when I speak to them, they're really tired of just eating apples and oranges and bananas. And so take advantage of the specials that come to us on Thursdays, but try and get the variety. And so adding in strawberries, blueberries, peaches, plums, those other things, because then that's going to also incite more interest in consuming fruits and vegetables. But habits, small steps, and having family meals, making sure everyone is at the table consuming these things as well.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Now, it was a serious flag football weekend. Tell us a little bit about it, Jay.
Very competitive. You know, there's always a Nassau rivalry versus Grand Bahama, and it certainly lived up to expectation and all the hype on the weekend.
Okay, so I guess we'll hear the scores a little bit later. Stay with us, Jay Philippe, at Jack on Sports when we return.